Benny is ball security. Can he continue to just protect the ball? If he does that, it's a different conversation. It's a different perspective around him, as we've talked about. And even watching him at camp, he's another guy that's been looking good. Him and Anthony McFarland.
People are talking highly on McFarland.
I would say McFarland. The thing with McFarland, think about last year, he was more road runner, right? He's super fast, but he's all over the place, man. Can never catch that traction, can never look under control. Whereas now, he's under control. Now, think Ray McLeod in terms of acceleration, but without the falling down. Because that was the difference with McFarland last year. McFarland was just as fast as Ray, but Ray was under control. McFarland wasn't. That's the difference. When I watch McFarland right now, I'm just like, whoa, this is what we expect. This is what it should look like. Now they're using him in some ways where I'm just like, all right, get that man the ball. Because, with the jet sweeps and stuff like that, that's the Matt Canada staple. Those are things where I'm like, yo, you're getting him that ball fast like that. That can be special right here because of his ability, his vision, his speed and stuff like that. So yeah, for me, man, I've definitely been impressed with him as well, man.
We got a lot of weapons out there.
Dude, so far so good, man.
That's what I mean. If he starts living up to the hype, it's like, holy hell, we're like 4 receivers deep, got 2 solid tight ends. Now we can have maybe 2 or 3 running backs that can be making some impact. It's crazy. Now we got, go ahead, yeah.
Oh, no. And I was going to say too, man, just in terms of, it's weird. We were trying to compare McFarland to Benny Snell early on, right? In terms of who we would rather have. I still like the concept of having a Benny Snell or having another Najee Harris type body type, man, because McFarland's not going to be able to do the things that they're asking Najee to do. Benny is closer to doing that. And obviously Kalen, he's flashing at times as well. But McFarland, he's kind of like the outlier. So I don't even look at him in the vein of like RB2 or RB3. I think he's going to get his snaps, but I think of him more of like
Sproles.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. I'm like, yes, that's who he reminds me of in terms of how you utilize him. You're not going to take, Najee or Benny, or even if it was Kalen out the backfield and have McFarland running it in between the tackles. But I do think that they're going to continue to find ways to get him the ball in his hands and more so around the line of scrimmage so he can make guys miss and use his athletic ability.
Yeah, I'm amped up. I'm actually good to hear that too, because it did seem last year you saw the ability there, but he was just in over his head at times with some of these runs. And the first game he went off was either Broncos or Texans. I think he had like 40-something yards. Ever since then, there would be holes similar to what he was experiencing there. But then you thought, wow, this could have been a 15, 20-yard game. Yeah. He just stumbled and it was 2 yards. So I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, man.
Especially with us drafting Harris, and our running backs from last year seem to be forgotten about a little bit. Yeah. For good reason. For definite good reason. But to see them step up at least and say like, all right, it doesn't mean I can't make the team.
Right.
Or still have impact. That's pretty cool.
Well, and we said Najee is the clear-cut number 1 back. Like, it's not even a debate. Just eyeball test, productivity, stature. Like, he is clear-cut. He's head and shoulders above the rest of those guys. But when you watch how Benny Snell has performed, when you watch how Anthony McFarland has performed, you're saying you can see where they didn't take this situation and put their head down. Yeah. No, they took it and got pissed off and said, well, we're going to prove that we're just as good as a Najee. And that just makes that room that much better. Now, it's still difficult, though, when I'm watching Benny, because Benny still gets reps behind that same O-line that Najee's getting reps behind. But the difference in terms of why I said we still respect what Najee's doing, because Najee still has the ability that even though we've seen 2 to 3 guys hit him in the backfield, he's still big enough, strong enough that none of those guys are just going to be able to wrap him up and just
even
hold
some
him
of
like
his
that.
Quick cuts that I saw in college were just crazy.
But the thing is, like, for example, if me and you are tackling Najee, right, we're going to be able to, we will be able to stop his momentum. And if we were trying to tackle him to the ground, obviously we could do that, right? But in this vein of just,
I couldn't.
No, but just hear me out. in the vein of thud, because that's what it is in practice, is thud. So all you want to do is just pop a guy up top and let him go. Typically, though, on defense, we want you to know that we stopped you. So we're going to pop it and we're going to hold you for 3 seconds, let you know, like, bro, you're done. You're not going anywhere. Najee, they haven't been able to do that part. So that's why when I say, like, I do still respect it and I like it, and that's why everybody's still so high on him. It's like, I know as a defender, would you have tackled him? Sure. But it wouldn't have been that easy, though. Whereas, like, at times with Benny, because he's smaller, he gets bottled up. And you don't get that beautiful finish at the end where it's like, all right, well, yeah, you was tackled, but I guess that was kind of cool at the end. Yeah, that was all right. That was pretty dope right there. We're not seeing that part from him, but that's the difference of
it's just crazy because whenever you say
6'2",
Benny Snell small, that wasn't him coming out of college. It's not even really how I view him. But yeah, when you compare him to Najee, who's like a grown ass man,
he looks little, man. Yeah. The only guy that looks big is Kalen Balash when he stands next to Najee. The rest of them guys, they look tiny. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, bro, that looked like somebody's dad. That looked like he's playing with his kids right there. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. It's a good problem to have.